And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. This is Odie, and yes, we have the heat aglow behind us because it feels good.
A little frosty outside today. Frosty the snowman.
27 as you're beginning your day. Wind chill is not anything to it. The wind's not blowing today. Kind of perfect weather for that. We will get to 58 Odie before it's all over, but it's going to be nippy between now and then.
A little nippy. Santa Claus is going to be a little cool this year.
Has he been watching you?
He's been watching. I hope he hadn't been paying a whole lot of attention, but I don't mind him watching every now and then.
You ever wonder what your congressman is doing that goes off to vote for you?
What we got now?
They were wondering just that thing in Texas just last week. The last 6 months, their congressman hasn't voted on a single thing. I mean, nothing, Odie. Kay Granger is her name.
Still getting paid?
Of course, $170,000 a year. Want to know the rest of the story, why she wasn't voting?
All right.
You ready for this?
This has got to be good.
Oh, it's juicy. It's very juicy. She checked into a local nursing home because, well, she couldn't do her job anymore and had to go to a nursing home. She just didn't tell anybody.
I guess that's one of those things that you can't vote from home. You've got to be on the
You've got to be
floor.
there. And she said it was just too much trouble after her health had declined. Yeah.
Why did you run again?
You should tell somebody. She's going to be most likely going out at the end of this year now.
No, that's where you have somebody, she's 81 years old, that's sitting in a car. At some point, there needs to be an age limit. There's an age requirement for you to run. But there should be an age.
Let me ask you this, though. I promise you, I was in Squealers just the other night. I was buying me and Angie a sandwich to bring home, and a guy was sitting there next to me talking. He just got back from fishing, and I would have guessed, if I were to say maybe 62, I would have guessed. He just caught the limit of anything that he could squish down in his cooler. You know how old he was?
How old?
I'm telling you, he looked 62. He was 84 years young and did not look a day above it. Now, there are some folks, you take Trump, who's 78, who doesn't look 78. Biden, who looked every day of what he was. You know, it's one of those that just depends upon the person.
Well, I guess it can be like drivers. If you can't drive, then your licensure.
Now, I agree you should have some type of test to make sure you're functioning. Because I'm going to tell you, I'm getting forgetful sometimes.
Well, I mean, we all do that.
Do you ever get that refrigerator, you go to it and you open it up and you can't remember why you're there, or you can't remember what you were watching on TV after you close it and you go, what was I doing?
Yeah.
I think but that's bad.
You know, you've got to be feeling the effect. And look, when me and you turn 81, it's not going to be that long.
I certainly hope we make it.
You know, how will we feel? I don't want to stop doing what I'm doing, or I think it's time I slow down, or what are our thoughts? And I'm sure 81, if we ever get there, which is, like I said, it ain't but a few years down the road, how are we going to want to be? Are we want to be where we're limited? I mean, I guess I can see both sides now since I brought that up. I started to think about it a little bit more.
But there are some people that I've seen.
Look, Joe Biden, and every one of us know he's done.
Yeah.
Mentally. So I don't know about this right here.
Well, you take my friend Son Williamson, who is in Neshoba County. He is getting ready to have his 90th birthday very soon. He drove himself to Jackson this weekend.
Let's just go.
Son goes anywhere he wants. I mean, he's healthy, gets around. And then you take my mother, who just turned 80, who we have to pull up out of bed to stand her up. I have no explanation as to how things happen, how health will bless someone and someone else. It's just.
Ooh, Arnold, you said a whole mouthful right there. You are what you eat. And it is a lot of stuff.
That was a very ugly comment, I would just like to say. that was unnecessary this early.
To call you something like that.
That was an ugly name.
But and I don't think it's so much as us eating a hamburger or eating fried chicken over eating something that's baked. I think that does have something to do with it.
They say the baked is what you're supposed to switch to, correct?
Supposed to. But I think it's all these additives that we've put in our body that the United States allows, that just about every country out there has outlawed because it's not good for humans. But we still do it for now, I think.
Here's your point on that. That fried chicken you just brought up, somebody said this to me this weekend because they had chicken houses. And they said they come in, they're this big, and in 6 weeks, they're 6 to 8 pounds.
That's not right.
Something ain't right.
That's it. That's that antibiotics. That's not right. I'm still waiting like the egg. Everybody said eggs bad, eggs bad, eggs bad. Now eggs are good for you. And I eat chicken like that. One of these days, it's going to be good for me, and I'm going to be ahead of y'all.
And Matt does put that cholesterol level, and mine, I think, is like dinging. Well, I don't know what you're supposed to do. I take a pill for that nowadays. It just keeps getting hotter and hotter from what they tell me there. Cholesterol levels and chitlins.
Preservatives are killing us. Yes, they are.
I will never eat chitlins. It just, whoo, boy. So be leery of anybody serving that for Christmas.
Yeah.
Hey, we're getting ready tomorrow. We're going to Marion because it's going to be the greatest thing. The kid giveaway where kids get to come up and get their toys. I went up early Saturday morning, and the Marines were there, the Toys for Tots program. And shockingly, when I got there, it was very few people there, and they were giving away 3 toys per child, and all you had to do was bring your ID. It was a great giveaway. They stayed till the afternoon.
Now, I believe with this, you get one because there's so many that come through.
Right.
And you've got to have your child with you.
Yes.
So your child can pick out what they want. And it makes it easier for everyone. Get in line, go ahead and get there. They'll bring you in, let your child go through and pick out a gift. A lot of people's going to be there. But like you said, yep, we'll be there.
Two fake things floating around the news this morning. Steve Harvey is alive and well. There's nothing wrong with Steve Harvey. That's been floating around all weekend. And Paul Hogan is alive and well. Yeah. Crocodile Dundee, the one who passed away from the movie, was the actual alligator that they used, or crocodile. They kind of look the same to me with big teeth. But
they'll hurt you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's the big news there. Already 10 minutes into the hour. How are you doing? We certainly hope good. We got coffee. We're sitting back. We're getting this day underway, and we'll tell you what's going on. All that's on the way at the Scotty Ray Report.
This is going to be our biggest year-end clearance event ever here at Doc's Toyota in Philadelphia. Inventory is up and rates are finally down. We promise to save you thousands on any of our new inventory. From Siennas to Sequoias, Camrys to Corollas, Tundras, Tacomas, no matter the model, we will not be undersold. We want your business. With interest rates as low as 1.99%, top dollar value for your trade-in, and thousands off all of our inventory, Doc's Toyota is your clear choice for your next Toyota purchase. So come see us here at Doc's Toyota in Philadelphia, at docstoyota.com or on Facebook. And remember, there's no deal like a Doc's deal.
The Precast Group, offering you the best selection when it comes to a storm shelter. Located on 145 South in Meridian, where they offer above-ground shelters that can be installed in your home as you're built in, are conveniently located right outside your home if it's already built. They also offer storm shelters that can be installed in a slight bank or on flat ground. Protect your family today with a very affordable storm shelter from the Precast Group. Highway 145 South, 601-482-0003. The Precast Group.
When it comes to enhancing your outdoor experience, you need a companion that can keep up. The Kubota RTV 850 Sidekick at Parrish is your ultimate utility vehicle for every adventure. From the deer camp, trail riding, or just working on the farm, the Sidekick delivers powerful performance and versatility. These units start at $15,499 cash and have a $2,000 rebate. Financing is available as low as $285 a month.
Welcome back. We were just discussing dieting. We thought about it for a split second, and it went south after
realized we were hungry.
Yeah, well, Queen City Truck Stop be open in a minute.
Yeah,
great food places. That's the biggest hamburger I've ever seen.
You know, truly, they say you can make 2 meals out of it.
It's best to cut
I can't do it, though.
Oh, you go ahead for the whole thing there.
I mean, it's good, and I sit there and I'm like, I'm not letting this go. Now, I did leave a pork chop in Greg's truck one day.
Couldn't leave it behind. Leave no pork chop behind.
Yeah, I was mad, too, when I found out.
Like if you go to Weidman's, and I love that, what is
pork
it?
Loin?
The pork loin. You get 3 pieces, and I honestly cannot get it. I have to bring me a doggy plate home. And
but
then
it is good.
2 people or 2 animals at the door begging for it, and I won't part with it when I come home because they can smell it.
Oh,
Ellie just wants her bite of it, some kind of bad.
I'm sitting there wanting that pork chop, and I'm like, oh, man.
We're going to make everybody hungry before this is done.
We're already hungry.
As we begin today, we don't know a lot about this, but we do believe an investigation is underway. We'll find out more about this as information becomes available. As we know that there was a fire Friday while we were live on the air.
Yeah.
A deceased person was found in a home in the fire. There could be more to this than we know at this point. We'll wait and see. I think an autopsy has been ordered. As we get more information into this, we'll pass along that information. Again, too early to say anything, but we'll find out more on this as that information becomes available on that. Late last night, I did not get to this because I didn't get the exact, I had somebody call me, but they didn't know exactly where it was. A couple hours later, I got the address. We had someone strike a light pole on 29th Avenue in the 1900 block. Mississippi Power had to get up out of bed and come on out and find a light pole to put it back up there, Odie.
Uh-oh.
Those things will happen. I don't think there was any serious injuries involved with this, but it did tap the pole and sort of break it there. Would you believe a car chase happened over the weekend?
Here?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't know we had such things.
Turns out it might have been stolen there. That's why the police wanted them stopped.
Oh, yeah.
As the bad guys drove up to the corner of 24th Street and 32nd Avenue, they decided that was a place to jump out and run, Odie.
Ooh.
Here they went. Boogie there, boogie there. Everything was going great. They had the lead. They were getting away. Then they stepped in a hole. Flop.
Told y'all those potholes were going to be good for something.
Metro came and helped get the suspect back up. They were checked out and then taken on down to the local Crossbar Hotel over the weekend for stealing that car. That was such a shame there.
So how'd they catch you? Fell in a hole.
You're not going to be real popular at Marriott with that.
Something. They used a helicopter that came down, and it swooped down. One of them had a net, and he shot me with this net, and it just entangled me, and I had 2 tigers come. You'd have to make this fun.
Have a good story when you go to jail. That's what we're trying to say. Make it sound.
You got a little time to come up. Well, you had a little time. Yeah.
Man alive there. And again, that happens more so than we know in the Meridian area. There are a lot of stolen cars, and it's so hard to verify what is stolen, what the repo man has come to get. And that's why I'm slow on reporting those until we know the truth. Because sometimes if you don't make that payment, the suck-up truck comes, Odie.
If you owe, your stuff will go.
Newton County, we had a shooting over the weekend. The sheriff had to put down his coffee and head over and check the situation out. Once on scene, one person was taken into custody, Odie, for the shooting. A person was shot twice. They have not, and we expect the name to be released today as we get more into this. But while on scene, we hadn't got all the information. But if the popo is there,
yeah.
Another person was taken into custody on unrelated charges of the shooting. Just always remember, be on your best behavior if you see the popo there. We should get more information on this today.
Find out exactly what's going on. We're getting Raekwon Davis, who plays for the Indianapolis Colts, is going to be at Walmart today doing a toy drive.
Wow.
So Meridian's own NFL player there, Raekwon Davis. So good deal.
And he's going to be where at?
Bonita Walmart.
That is great. Do we know the times? I guess it didn't say that.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, if y'all haven't know the
Freeman,
times.
if you got it, let us know.
Yeah, that's a big deal. Were you? Matter of fact, I was. What was funny was I was talking to Sheriff Jody Pennington. He and I were discussing a matter. I think it was Saturday night. And he goes, "Whoa, hang on."
Oh, is that? Yeah.
He goes, "What was that?" And I said, "What was what?" And so while we're on the phone, I run outside. I said, "I don't see nothing." And he goes, "Well, it's just to come in your inbox." And sure enough, and let's just show this. Did anybody see this over the weekend? Now, from what I understand, we all thought it was in the beginning. I think I even reported it was an asteroid or something to that effect. But this ended up being some form of space junk re-entering the atmosphere.
And I guess it just burns up. And
I don't think it was the United States, if I'm not mistaken. It could have been a Chinese type thing that was when it hit the atmosphere. But it was seen by all. It was pretty, but it was one of those, what is it?
Well, I mean, yeah, it's kind of like the other day when we kept getting reports of my house is shaking, I'm hearing this noise, and, after it's already landed, NASA comes out and goes, oh, yeah, that was, what that was the SpaceX. Couldn't y'all have told us like an hour ahead, hey, this is coming? Because you had dispatch centers across this area that's fielding these phone calls. Now look, I'm going to have to go out again and say these dispatchers. It doesn't matter what the emergency is, it's going through them. And then they're calling each one of us. And then they're getting us out there. And then they're having to deal with us calling to call someone else. You do that for 12 hours. Yes, you've got some downtime where you can breathe every now and then and maybe twiddle your thumb for a second. But when it hits the fan, those men and women behind the phones and behind the consoles at every one of these 911 dispatch centers, let me tell you, they work every single bit of the worth of the money they get because they are underpaid like these police are. You see a dispatcher, tell them thank you.
Bob,
go through it.
I'm going to comment to his thing. The Democrat, what's her name, owes $20 million on the campaign. He's wanting to know if he can buy a future pardon for Christmas.
Well, yeah. That's a gift
that
to keep on giving.
It is.
Yeah.
Do what you want.
Make sure, see if it'd be transferable to.
What do you bleach wash a few things? Oh, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It was just going to happen. I had some ugly words said to me this weekend.
I was wondering why the volume was turned down.
We just had to. There was no way to play this video because of the language that was used. Apparently, someone was not real happy that I came to report the news and nothing but the news that was going on at the situation. And there was these comments that were coming across the way. And Odie, I go to. This is what's funny about that. I'll go to press conferences and you can't hear it from here to that wall. But let somebody say a dirty word, and man, you can pick it up a quarter of a mile. It was just obvious as we go here. Mississippi Highway Patrol made a stop. Next thing you know, the game wardens are there. Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department's there. Meridian Police Department's there helping out. It was 5 or 6 people crammed into a car. There might have been a little thing called, illegal drugs possibly thrown out the window. I know one person was taken into custody at the scene. I don't know the charges, if any, at this point, but one was taken into custody, and they were scouring the area looking for what was thrown out the window. And apparently they just didn't care for me being there at the scene.
Oh, that's what that was. Yep.
Rump row. But it was a lot of popo headed in that direction of Highway 39. This would be up near Ponta Hills is where that happened over the weekend. We've got more big stories to share with you. We're going to get into that in just a moment. As always, thank you for joining us. We can't say thank you enough. As Christmas time's coming. We'll be right back.
Hi, folks. Paul Brown with Dixie Buildings. We're here to take care of all your building needs for your personal and your business needs. That includes portable buildings, carports, sheds. Don't forget your hunting camps are coming in. You can start out with our 8x10s. If we cannot haul it, we can build it for you on site. We have 2 locations, one on Highway 19 South and our home office just around the corner on Long Creek Road. Just give us a call at 601-483-4943.
Rock House Gun and Pawn, located at 5430 Highway 19 North, is ready for spring. From weed eaters to push and riding lawnmowers, and one of the largest selections you'll find in chainsaws, along with power tools and generators for backup power. Maybe you're in the market for a TV or maybe a guitar. And not to mention a large selection of diamond rings and Louis Vuitton purses. The Rock House Gun and Pawn even has a private lobby for your pawns for confidentiality. Visit them today, Highway 19 North, Rock House Gun and Pawn. The tractors are rolling at Freeman Tractor on Highway 494. Drop in and see Keith, Cornbread, or Buttermilk. They've got a tractor that fits the need that you have. Whether it's a 26 horsepower, a 40, or bigger. Plus, they offer 0% financing for up to 96 months. Whether it's a part, a new tractor, 0% financing, or just simply a laugh. 601-626-8759, Highway 494 in Collinsville. That's Freeman Tractor. Welcome back. Of course, Freeman Tractor. I sure hope that Keith gets him a new chair for Christmas this year. Did you notice how
it was wore out just a little bit? You know, he's got it wallered just right so it fits.
Well, it's been sitting there for the same place the last 25 years. Over the weekend, we had someone lose a business. I think they've got a possible GoFundMe set up for this to help them out on this situation. Marion, Mississippi is what we're talking about as we pull up this first story as to what happened this weekend. Let's go. This is Faraway Places. This sits right there as you go past the name of the paper company.
Yeah, you got Avery Dennison. Avery Dennison there, and then right there at Henderson Steel at that Y right in the middle.
And this is a total loss as we look at this. Look at the smoke, Odie.
Yeah, it's burning hot inside there.
And as we look at this, here's the backside. This is actually where it began, and we're thinking, not 100% confirmed, that a space heater could have had something to do with it. We're not 100% confirmed on that, but we're thinking that's a possibility with that. As we'll see here, you can barely see it there. Henderson's still there, and it was smokier at one point. As we look at this, as we come across northeast, a bunch of people there. Russell was on scene. The Meridian Fire Department came out to help out. The Marion Police Department on scene. Mississippi Power also there to help out with that. It was so many that went above and beyond.
Yeah, a lot of people came together for that, and I tell you, it is sad to see it gone like that.
It's been a few years. And I've been asked, did the portrait get saved behind the bar? I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
I didn't ask John if he went in to save it. I need to
find out.
But many people have gone there through the years. But tragedy with fire, and that was not the only one. We would show up Saturday morning before that as we go to downtown Meridian. Now, Odie, let's look at this. As you can tell, this was an abandoned structure.
Yeah.
And most likely, we can't prove it. Someone homeless or whatever the case was trying to keep warm, and it got out of hand. And yet another structure fire there as we go there to take a look here as the Meridian Fire Department in that. And you see, that's total loss. You see that?
Yeah, it's not a good situation.
But they turn out in force there to help out with these situations there. All the many fire trucks on scene. And again, the home is gone.
And people are always talking about, why don't we have shelters? And we do. But the thing is, these people don't want to be in shelters. They don't want to abide by the rules that they have in these shelters.
And what Odie means by that is they give a time limit early in the afternoon of 4:30, 5 o'clock. You got to be inside,
or at least be on premises.
Yeah.
But you can't drink. You can't do drugs. Once you're in there, you can't leave.
You know what you just described, didn't you?
Yeah, everybody that's living on the streets.
No, that was marriage. You can't. In case you wanted to know what it felt like.
I didn't say that, baby.
He thought it.
But that's where we're at. You can't provide services for people who don't want them. Or you can provide them, but they're not going to go to them.
That's true. That's true. Folks traveling down Pine Springs Road contacted me on Saturday. Said, "Whoa, had a little wind blowing around, and this is what we had as you come. This is Palmer Flats. Look at this, full pine tree across the road.
Yeah, that would have hurt.
You reckon that little electric chainsaw you got would have taken care of that?
It would have nibbled on it.
That's a big one, isn't
That's
it?
a big one.
As we come across, and fortunately, no one crashed into the tree. Everybody were able to stop. We have seen
And
it
no
on
power
dark,
line.
foggy. It just fell.
And there was no power line that it took down.
Yeah, as you look at it, it just
It was
barely
close.
missed it.
Yeah.
That happened out on the rural route. And what rain, what not, a little wind will make a tree come up by the roots is how all that kind of stuff happens there. So, and we had a boo-boo on this. I had someone send this in, a picture, and they told me it was County Line Road in Jackson. And as people go, wait a minute, I've been there. That is not it. This was over near Flowood. And I want y'all to look at this. The Christmas shoppers were out and about Saturday in Flowood. That's Lakeland Drive is what that is. Jam-packed there. Lots of traffic there.
No, I ain't missing that.
You ain't wanting to sign up for that?
No.
Oh, have mercy. Hey, I wanted to say good morning to this little fella here. He and I met this weekend. Sawyer Stewart there. We got our picture made together.
Look at that. Made him happy.
Yes, sir, Bob. Had me a great steak, and I do appreciate that. It's just kind of hard to turn down. Hey, and the Grinch was spotted again at Clarko State Park this weekend. Riding with Santa. There he is.
Look at that. Checking it all out, having fun.
That's
that's not Archusa, though.
Yeah, that's correct. That's Clarko.
I'm sorry.
That's Clarko. Yeah. That's not there. Can't be doing that down there.
Yeah.
He'll be here all day if you'd like to come get him.
Barry, it has to do with got to go to Greg.
What are we doing? Where are we on Archusa? Have we got? Isn't it money being appropriated for that?
Yeah, I think they are getting the money together and getting ready to start work on that. I think it's going to be a total rebuild on that dam, not just a partial rebuild. So we'll see. It needs to be. It needs to be fixed, and I think they are working on it. Can you tell me what to do about a house in the city that has been condemned and homeless keep breaking down the door and staying there? Call the police.
That's the way to handle that?
Yeah. I mean, tell them, is it your house and whose house is it? Is it... call the police. They're not supposed to be there. They're trespassing. But now the owner had to file charges. Unless the owner gives you permission and, through the court. They can't just say, all right, you can do it. A lot of legal stuff to go along with that. Not a lawyer, but I did sleep in my own bed last night.
It wasn't a holiday yet?
It wasn't a holiday yet.
You'd be smarter this morning had that happened then.
But yeah, call the police. It's illegal for them to be there. But the owner will have to file charges.
So have you seen the skyline as you go near Nelson Hall Chevrolet as that new Holiday Inn is being built? We saw the Astro Motel there since I was a little bitty boy. Gone, and the new Holiday Inn almost there.
Man, it's going to be a big one.
It does look good along the interstate.
It does. It does. We've always had a whole interstate full of hotels and now they're getting replaced with a little bit bigger, better.
And then La Quinta has moved across the street, and I don't know what took the place of the La Quinta over there. But the old Holiday Inn is now La Quinta.
Woo! All right, so the homeowner is no longer with us. Is there a family? Someone is the owner of it. Get with them. But
and depending upon taxes, if it's gone back for a tax sale.
Yeah. Get with the police. They'll have to
would
come
code
do
enforcement fall under this?
If it's in the city, code enforcement could come and do something, especially if there's no owner or if the state owns it and they have to get it back. A lot of states, a lot of red tape.
Well, and a lot of, you speak of and speaking of this whole situation, you take that 24th Avenue across from Walgreens, the structure that finally came down.
Yeah.
Code enforcement. That house was built in 1914 and caught on fire a few years ago. And then I'm assuming the owner just kind of quit paying taxes and they put a lien against it. You got to take this down. And we're able, because it was a safety hazard, to get rid of it. And it's a smooth piece of property there now. It looks a whole lot better.
I think we really need to do this. If you've got a building or a home that's savable and you can try and sell it, do it. But if it starts to tear down, if it becomes a safety hazard, tax dollars take it down and put lien on it, and then tax dollars recoup their money when somebody wants to buy it, or we sell it. But a lot of these homes, a lot of these old buildings, we need to get them down.
I agree. We'll be right back.
Here at Meridian Cycles, we're your CF Moto headquarters, and here at the end of the year we have a special deal on CF Moto C-Force 500 four-wheelers. We're offering these for only $69.99 plus tax and title. It is a fantastic deal, and let me tell you some of the features that this four-wheeler has. This C-Force 500 features aluminum wheels, power steering, and a 2,500-pound winch, all at an incredible price of $69.99 plus tax and title. Come see us at Meridian Cycles, 80 Highway 19 North, right here in Meridian, or call 601-485-8700. Come see us.
Battery power made by steel. Right now, save $50 on select AK System battery tool sets. Real steel. Find yours.
Advanced Auto Glass by Joey can handle all your windshield repair and replacement needs. Service work is guaranteed and covered by warranty. Our technicians are professional, auto glass trained, and have over 100 years of combined experience. Advanced Auto Glass by Joey utilizes in-house calibrations for vehicle safety systems. Most insurances are accepted, and reliable mobile service is available in surrounding areas. Keep cars cool and secure with custom tinting, side mirror replacement, and AquaPal windshield wipers. There's one clear choice in auto glass repair. Advanced Auto Glass by Joey.
We go.
Boys, we're back.
Yeah.
Always at this time we do a little looking back of what happened in history. A lot of things went on this day. Woo, coming up. This is the guy that I'm just going to call him strange and maybe borderline weird.
I know, borderline.
He got into an argument with an old boy and cut off part of his ear. So he sent it to a lady friend of his, for her to save it. Well, there you go. Van Gogh in 1888, some big famous painter there. Cut that ear off. If you happen to do that, you're on the strange side of life. I don't suggest doing it.
We got another one of those wanting to be scammers in the house.
Well,
see you later, alligator.
Blocked.
And when somebody sends something that says, if it's an accident and somebody says, hey, I got video of that, do not click on that.
Now, and let me say this also, because these scammers are good, and we have accidentally, because the scammers will go in and put somebody's name that commented above it. And when we go sometimes to block someone, it will grab both names. So if you somehow or another can't see the page and you think, I didn't do anything wrong, that could have been what happened. Contact us, have somebody send us a message, and we'll go in and try to get that fixed, because that has happened in the past. And whoops.
That's a good. We just want them folks off of here so y'all can have a safe show to watch.
Susan Lucci, who was nominated 999 times before she finally won anything.
She did finally get that.
She did. She was born today. She's a beautiful lady there. Susan Lucci, born in 1946.
Wow.
That's a lot of people said that after seeing that picture. Wow. And that's a tame one.
And that's a tame one. Yes, it is.
I had to search far and wide to find that, Odie. I felt uncomfortable with the others. And if I blush...
Oh, I'll tell you, that's bad, isn't it?
1969. That was some 55 years ago. This song is still just as strong as it was then as it is now. There's a lot of us that take it kind of serious there. When you're running down our country, you're walking on the fighting side of me. The mighty Merle Haggard walked into the studio and recorded that today, some 55 years ago.
And we got people now who don't want the American flag on top of a school.
Or anywhere.
Or anywhere.
It ought to towns
be shameful.
passing ordinance to where you can't fly the American flag because it's offensive.
Yeah, it's offensive. I tell you what.
Yep, get you a boat ride to somewhere else.
Yeah. Ooh, Lord have mercy.
Did you ever watch License to Drive? This boy was big back then. Corey Haim has a birthday, born in 71. He was in it, and so many of the Lost Boys, if you remember that movie there. Had what's his name that was in 24, Keith Sutherland.
Yeah.
He was in that also. Now it all began today. Go ahead, make my day.
Oh man,
that line.
Good right there.
What was the line of? I guess you're wondering, did I shoot 5 or 6 times? Tell you the truth, I don't remember myself. Dirty Harry was released. We got a little misspelled word there with the extra D, but it's going to be okay.
It'd be all right.
Yes, sirree. Detective Callahan became reality today as it began. San Francisco Police Department there. I'll never forget that scene of that coffee where he walks in, never looks at the waitress, and he's reading.
That's when he knew something was wrong.
And she just kept pouring all that sugar in there, and he walks out, never sips it, and he has to spit it out.
He knew something was wrong then.
Yes, sirree, Bob. We go back to what was this, 81. It ain't nice to pick on Johnny Cash, and they did it. He was robbed today, if y'all remember that. $35,000 worth of items were stolen during that. No one was hurt, but it made Johnny realize that criminals were bad.
Oof.
They went full security after that. Remember? Do you remember Jack Webb?
I do.
Just the facts, ma'am. Isn't that how you said it?
Yep, just the facts.
Sergeant Joe Friday.
Remember, he was the one that wrote all these shows.
That's right. We talked about that last week. He had done something then. Also, we had another death today. If not death, it's on down. Back in 95, Aaron Tippin, that's as close as I'll get to loving you. You remember that one?
Oh, I do.
One of Aaron's biggest...
Aaron.
Seriously, y'all Google that on
over by
YouTube.
D-Nice.
Yeah. If you've never watched the substitute teacher skit, Aaron and D-Nice. But my name is Denise. Hush up, D-Nice. Sit down. Send you to the principal's office.
Where's this Aaron at?
Oh, that is. And I remember this, watching this. I've seen him in a bunch. He was in Gunsmoke. He was many shows. But I remember this specifically of him being on Little House on the Prairie. Billy Barty was his name. As you remember, he played the clown.
Wow.
On there, and the kids went to visit him, and his wife passed away, and he was trying to raise the child by himself. And he was the clown, as Conway Twitty sang. We go back to 2003, 6 days on the road, and am I going to make it home tonight? As his voice would get deep, Dave Dudley would pass away today. He was a truck driving man.
A lot of that stuff in the original country.
Yeah.
You don't hear a lot of that in that new stuff.
No, you rarely hear a trucker even mentioned in a country song anymore. They seem to have forgotten Phantom 309 and
how you get your stuff to the store every day.
Yep, and Teddy Bear and all those good songs there. And Convoy and things of that nature. One of the biggest.
Oh, I remember that.
The Balloon Boy. Y'all remember that? It was 2009. Can you believe it's been that many years ago?
No.
Yeah, his parents were sentenced to jail for 90 days for that big lie there. That was yeah. we'll leave it at that. A little quick look back at history today.
Robert brought up, well, won't we take all these old homes and give them to the fire department, and the fire department can burn them and use them for training. Well, that's where your EPA and your government comes in and says, no, you cannot do that.
Really?
That is arson. So the meaning of arson is you burn a home. Doesn't matter if you own it, the bank owns it, you got insurance on it, nobody owns it. Doesn't matter if it's a structure. You got to have a special permit, or that's arson. Even if you own it, you're not trying to claim.
But you can knock it down, and that's not.
You can put it in a pile and burn it, and that's fine. But you can't burn a standing house and use for firefighter training unless you have a structural engineer come in. You go in and rebuild the house to where it's up to specs, and then you can burn it. Well, if you do that, you might as well sell the thing. So, long story short, no, there's government red tape that will not allow any fire department to use a house and burn it as fire training.
How long we had this law, Odie?
It's been a while.
My, oh my.
Yeah.
Sometimes laws don't make sense, do they?
Sometimes they don't.
Just our 2 cents on that.
And it's training. It is real good. If you're wanting it down and you don't need it anymore and you're going to burn it, let the fire department use it for training. But we can't do that anymore. Dang it.
And Mercy, I agree with you on that 100%. They're already 7:40 this morning. It's chilly, 27. Everything's running smooth. We hadn't had any more reports of anybody else striking deer this morning. We had one early out in the southeast area. Keep that in mind. The colder it gets, the more they're on the run walking. Insurance companies fear this time of year because, well, there's so many of these little accidents that happen.
Yeah, they're going to be up and moving.
We'll be right back.
Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs, your local pharmacy and gift shop, thanks you for your continued support. Whether you shop with us in-store, through our app, over the phone, or in our drive-thru, our team will provide the best personalized customer service experience you expect from your local pharmacy. When you call or message us, you are promptly greeted by the Mr. Discount team that's ready to help. When you choose our pharmacy, you're choosing a locally owned pharmacy that cares about you and your community. Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs, makes a difference.
H&H Residential of Meridian is your #1 carpet and flooring store. If you've been thinking of a new look for your home or office, call for a free estimate or consultation. H&H can install or you can do it yourself. H&H has all of your design needs from color, style, and texture. If you can dream it, H&H can make it a reality. Come see the large selection of hardwood flooring, laminate, vinyl, and even carpet. H&H Residential of Meridian, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, 321 Hawkins Crossing Road. Call Rosemary anytime, 601-462-9541.
Welcome back. Your friend Scotty Ray along with Odie. We got a missing pup report to put out this morning.
Uh-oh.
Still missing here, Odie, as we go to look at this. This is near Masonic Road, Center Hill area. Right there. There he is. Let me click on this picture so you can see him a little bit of there. Reward there being offered.
Yeah, she'll find this little pup and help get this puppy home.
Norma looks like to be the pup's name there on the collar there. So if you happen to see Norma floating around, she sure would like to be back home where it's nice and warm.
Yes.
We hope she gets there. It didn't help. As I mentioned, I tried for the $800 million.
You trying to get the luckiness on there?
Yeah, and it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Who is it that's really got that lucky? We need to have them rub our head today. Whoever's got the most luck.
Yeah, we'll be around today. Got to do something. Amy bought some last night.
But there are certain people that just have that knack. I can't explain it to where they walk in, they win.
People says, yeah, it's $1 billion, and then you're going to pay taxes on it, and then you got to do this. And
That's
the time
okay.
you walk out, you're only going to have $200 million. Well, okay.
That's pretty good, isn't it?
I might be able to squeeze by if all I got is $200 million.
How much we got now between us?
Yeah.
$20?
So I'm sorry. I can't believe $2. I've thrown more money away on some stupid stuff.
Women?
Yep.
That's all I'd ask.
How'd you know? $2.
What was blew it all on women and that was Midland's song.
Hey, it's part of it. Every man's done it.
Yes, sir.
If you're sitting back going, no, you hadn't. They just don't want to say it.
We go to a tragedy over the weekend. The best way to word this, I-20 was shut down over the weekend, eastbound around 113 and 114. We had 2 actual accidents. It was one and then another occurred. 2 lives were lost on this, Odie. Out-of-state people that were traveling through. And as we look at this is the scene of what it all looked like. The car burst into flames. They did not make it out. Is the best way to word that, and we send condolences on that. That's such a hard thing, and as you always talk about emergency officials that arrive on the scene, tough on them as well. They may not, a lot of people pass by a scene and they go, well, that's such a tragedy. They still have a job to do, and
no matter what,
and you have to work through it. Does that make sense?
It does, and it goes back. We see what's going on. But you've got dispatchers who are dealing with these frantic calls. And it's tough on them because they don't see really what's going on.
Yeah.
And it's tough on everybody involved all the way down from dispatchers to the coroner to everybody.
We haven't gotten full details on this, but it was put out at the Meridian Police Department. They were looking for this young man. He has been taken into custody. We have not gotten all of the information on that. This is in connection to the murder that happened at Oak Manor Apartments on North Hill Street.
Yeah.
And let me say this. everybody that has talked to me about this young man that lost his life that night tell what an upstanding person he was, what a good family, and they've lost their son who was 19 years old. And y'all think of them this Christmas. Senseless murder is the best I know how to word that. And of course, investigation is going, and that's really as far as we can go into all of that. But tragedy.
It is. It's tough.
I can't imagine, and I don't want to know. But y'all keep them in your thoughts and prayers as we'll find out more about that, hopefully, as this gets a little bit closer to us. So what else did we have go on this weekend? We had several wrecks that occurred.
And yeah, we're checking the tires.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's kind of upside downsy. That's Highway 45 and 145, the on-ramp, wasn't it?
It
if
was
I'm not mistaken.
at the on-ramp, yeah.
It sort of slid right upside down on the roof there for a little ways there.
I didn't make it to that one. Greg went to that one. Said something about maybe they couldn't have got the bolt out of the oil pan, which is going to drain it from the top.
Right, yeah. There you go. you could get to that pretty easy there. Just go ahead and change your filter while you're at it.
Yeah, go ahead and rotate your tires.
Whew. And and I'm sure being in an automobile that's upside down sliding is a scary, scary situation.
And your seatbelt's holding you up.
Yeah.
You know, you can't just push that button.
We had two incidents. I don't know if everybody was running for that $800 million or not, but the gas station there on North Hill Street, we had two different accidents. The first one I went there, it was sort of in the parking lot, so I left it alone. It wasn't blocking a roadway. This is a second. This one had possible injuries. Is why we went back to this. But the first one that I went there, it was a car in the parking lot, and a guy was turning in with a wrecker, and he sort of took the front end off the other car.
Oh!
And Mama said there'd be days like that.
Yeah, that's an expensive way to get a tow.
Yes, sir. So it messed that up. And I don't know the details on this, but we did have two deputies involved in an accident on Highway 19 South. You might want to call that the Highway 39 bypass. I would not, but I think
that's
officially
Highway 19 South. Yeah,
right before you get to I-20 is where that happened there. Two deputies, and both of those were hauled away as well. No injuries, thank goodness, involved in any of that.
Yeah.
Now, the next thing, I rarely, when an accident happens in a parking lot, we rarely ever show up unless it's some major damage. I remember going to Sack and Save, which is, what's that called now?
Cash Savers.
There was like 8-9 cars hit one time with somebody that lost control and just went down, and I covered that one. This one was pretty major as we go here, as it was put out in front of Academy, an accident with injuries, and somehow another car was backing up and it slammed into a car, and it was an accident with injuries in the parking lot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and as we'll see that, and kind of messed that car up. She was okay, but minor injuries involved with that, so that's something to think of. Be careful. Now, I got to say kudos to Academy. Everybody that's shoplifting, they're prosecuting. And about every hour and a half, the police are arresting somebody up there. They're actually, there's a lot of businesses, Odie, you see it as well as I do. Shoplifting happens and the police chase them down and they go, well, we don't want to fool with that. That's just too much trouble to show up to court and just give me back whatever they took. They're prosecuting.
I'm like, no, you can come to court and get it.
Yeah, they're prosecuting.
Mm-hmm. If you're not going to prosecute it, they can keep it.
Yep. So that is happening, and we're glad that they are doing that. Important to keep doing things like that. As I mentioned, here's the Marine. I was up at the mall. We went by there. Here's the Marines as they were giving the toys for Tots for children. This was the Tuscaloosa division that came over.
Okay.
So that was helpful for folks that want to get a toy this weekend as well there. We're coming up on 7:50 already this morning. Getting away from us.
Boy, it is going by quick.
It is. And I want to say this. I want to say a big thank you to Jay's Taxidermy, who got me my deer back. You can see part of this. Let me turn my camera around here.
Yeah.
And I just want to say a big thank you to Jay. Where's my button here? This one right here. There he is in the background. He finally come home after a few years.
That's the small one.
Yeah, bless his little heart. Be honest with you, I'd kind of forgotten what the old boy looked like. I ain't been hunting in quite some time.
It needed the reassurance it was still there.
Yeah. We'll be right back. Scotty Ray and Odie as we take care of your day.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Everything starts with a great grill, cookware, and accessories. Add in locally sourced meat and dairy, frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, and daybeds and have fun with our cornhole boards. From animal print coolers to authentic Louis Vuitton purses, we have what you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the Back Porch.
At Pettit Jewelers in Philadelphia, Mississippi, trust Nicole with your priceless heirloom jewelry. With generations of refined expertise, she ensures your cherished pieces are meticulously cared for. Pettit Jewelers, Philadelphia.
Downtown Meridian is thriving with a fresh look, and now it's getting a new neighbor. Toyota of Meridian is now open under new hometown leadership. We're bringing automotive knowledge and experience home with a focus on improved customer satisfaction and all new pricing. Toyota of Meridian is excited to serve the Queen City and exceed your expectations.
I'm Trinard Rush, and I want to invite you to Toyota Meridian, where hometown pride drives excellence.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
And welcome back, your friend Scotty Ray with Odie. Odie was telling me during that I've never heard of this tradition. So please explain why you would show up to church in pajamas to me.
So when we do our Christmas Eve with the family, we do pajamas. We just wear pajamas. Well, our church every Christmas Eve we go to church and have a good little program for about 45 minutes, and then we go on and we just started wearing our pajamas straight to church.
Okay.
Now everybody likes it. The preacher likes it. And so you got 15 people in there with pajamas on.
Judge T has promised to drive me and Greg, if this is true.
Uh-oh.
If you and Amy show up in matching pajamas, we're going to be there to get pictures of this. And
well, we will be in matching pajamas. So
Odie,
y'all
please,
to be there.
Odie, please say it ain't true.
Anything to get Judge T out.
Matching PJs, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, but y'all look like twinsies.
Yeah, something like that.
You'll never live this down if we get a picture of this. I just want you to know.
I dare y'all to come take a picture.
Oh, we're pretty good at. The judge drives rather fast. He can do getaways. I don't know if you've ever ridden with him.
It's because he parks at the front door everywhere he goes. It's easy to kind of get away.
A lot of people have showed up with.
Takes his cab. Well, he has a court right there in the parking lot.
You see anybody shaking in a store, they rode with Judge T. Do you remember this guy from Fox News? Let me show you a picture here.
Yeah, I do.
Daily Mail. You remember him?
I do.
He ain't gonna see him no more.
Really?
Yeah, he's gone. They offer, as you know, CNN and them have been cutting back on what they're offering, and they cut his salary. And he didn't renew, and it had a lot to do with, well, he didn't seem to like Trump a whole lot. And they probably had a lot to do with what they offered with the incoming administration. They didn't want ratings to be hurt by another Chris Wallace. And so he's out the door. You won't be seeing him. He may turn up somewhere else.
So Cavuto's gone.
Correct. And let me show you, however you say that name.
Neil Cavuto.
Correct.
All right, and then so Shepard Smith and Chris Wallace. We know Chris Wallace is gone.
Shepard is gone.
Shepard's been with CNN for a little while, hasn't he?
Yeah, who would know? Nobody's seen him there.
Well, that's true.
But those were your three biggest.
Yeah, they really were.
And the only person let me back that up. The biggest successful, and then he would come number two, would be Megyn Kelly.
Megyn Kelly.
Who went out on her own and has started her own podcast doing well. Tucker is doing well. Bill O'Reilly, not quite so well.
He's doing some books, got some good books out there, but his podcast isn't doing good. But now you've got still on the network, and I don't see him leaving to Sean Hannity.
Sean is the biggest thing that they have.
Sean's
the
biggest thing he's got right now. Yeah.
But, Bill, now, did Bill do a good job on the news? Yes. I had problems with Bill O'Reilly, the way he treated his staff. He is not.
They say he's not easy to work for, and the women around him didn't like him at all.
I've heard that too.
Yeah, Shep did go to Ole Miss. Shepard Smith, he did, Eric.
Did they teach him that way of thinking up there?
No, not at all.
Okay. All right. Just double checking there. You never can tell. And we also got a connection to the CNN, what's his name? The other guy.
That's from here. Joe Williams.
Well, the other one too. He is, and then also
Joe Coffey.
The guy that's the Equipment Connection. But you know him, not
with CNN.
Yeah, CNN. The main anchor was CNN.
Wolf Blitzer.
No. His mama was Vanderbilt. And what's his name? Let me see here.
Oh, I don't know.
I
know we had that Joe Scarborough. Thank you, Erica.
That's the other one.
That's the one. Anderson Cooper?
Yes, Anderson Cooper. You know, his family is buried in Quitman.
Really?
Yeah, and I remember seeing the story a few years ago where he came down to Quitman and visited, went back, and...
well, I'd be dog. Somebody brought up Laura Ingram. She's run her course. I used to listen to her on the radio. Yeah, Laura Ingram.
She's never had that friendly thing like Megan had. That
No.
I'm not saying that she's not an accurate person. It just doesn't. It's just not my thing.
No, not at all. The only reason I listened to her is because there wasn't nothing else to listen to before Rush Limbaugh come on.
Yeah, and well, we've lost the best there ever was there.
And then there's this other kid, and I don't know why I can't think of his name.
Jesse Waters.
No, this is a young guy. Talks fast. Dark. Oh my goodness, this fella. He doesn't do a TV program.
Well, then no one's gonna know him.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that Joe Peggs?
No.
I kind of like
ain't
him.
Nothing either. I'll think of it. But this guy is sharp as a tack. He'll go to any liberal college and we'll debate with him. He's just
the mystery reporter that
somebody's going to have this in a minute because you can't beat him.
Let me explain something. Over the last, and I read this morning, and I thought, boy, this is really, really good news. In a time where I have seen religion for the first time in America, the belief of people that attend church fall below 50%. The last I saw, homes across the United States is at 47% that attend or even believe in Jesus Christ. Can y'all believe that? Over the last few years, as we know, book print has fell behind, printing of books. As a matter of fact, over the last year, the industry, I think it only gained 1%. But do you know what the one book, Odie, that gained 22% gain in sales last year was?
Well, to go out on a limb, I would think still a bestseller, the Bible.
That's it. It gained 22% last year. That is good news. That is reaching people that has never been. Is it Ben Shapiro?
Ben Shapiro. Thank you, Stacy Barr.
Yeah, he's
y'all go look at him and tell me he's not sharp as a tech. And then
he's got a big podcast thing that he does like Megan as well.
Y'all putting BJ beside my name up there. BJ's my cousin. Yep. Oh, BJ, he's a hoot now.
Yes, sir.
I don't say that lightly. I've been around BJ for a long time, and I tell you, that's a good fella right there. Not just because he's a cousin, but BJ's a good old fella.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, Ben Shapiro. Go check him out. Good. That's who I wanted to replace Rush Limbaugh.
He's sharp.
I don't care for these two guys. I'll listen to them, and there ain't nothing else that I'm listening to. But
it is very hard, especially on a national level, to find a newscaster to identify with that you go, they have my beliefs. That is so gone in America.
Yeah.
And although I like Sean Hannity, he sometimes cuts people off and let them say anything. That bothers me. I like for people to have a fair chance at speaking.
That's why I don't like Joe Peggs.
And Joe is just that he is not a. He's a. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. I would not recommend him to anybody.
No.
By anybody.
He's got some good points.
Yeah.
But like you said, he asked for people to call in and talk. When they don't say what he wants them to, he
Hangs
gets
up.
all mad and hangs up. I don't have nothing for you.
You can't do that.
No.
It just doesn't happen that way. Well, each and every day we come to the end of the show and we do some birthdays. Have y'all gotten y'all's to us yet? We're there. It's already 8 o'clock,
I
Odie.
need to go find one of these here Bible verses and let it break up.
Sean talks too much. He goes at 90 miles an hour.
And he talks without a lot of guests. But Rush Limbaugh really started that. He says, I'm the host and I'm going to talk. On Fridays, I'll let y'all come in. And he didn't have many guests at all.
Well, he got to the end, he didn't. But I've seen Sean have a guest on and go, let's ask it. They open their mouth, say one word, and he cuts them off.
Now, he will do that.
Why were they even there?
Yeah.
But that's on the television side. I don't know what he does on the radio side. But anywho, that's our thoughts on these national ones. There are no Walter Cronkite's left. We'll say that. Who's having a birthday, Odie?
Well, let's see. We're going to go back to Saturday. We had Chad Scruggs, Inga Bass.
Inga?
Yeah, having a birthday. Philip Lightsey and Shelby Alphen. Oh, she's a hoot. If y'all see her, tell her happy birthday. Sunday, we had Ron McPherson, Jonathan Skinner, Shauna Wallace, and Tammy Etheridge. Nope, Shauna Wallace. And that was all Sunday. Today, Tammy Etheridge is having a birthday. Okay. Billy and Jeanette Spencer's 36-year anniversary. Tori May, 22-year-old nursing student at Ole Miss. Look at there. Julie Knoll is having a birthday. Cindy Bratu is having a birthday today. So I think that's all I got. I don't see anything else coming along. So, yeah, happy birthday to everybody over the weekend and today.
Over the weekend, the number
Freddie
one
Newman
movie
was yesterday. Yeah.
Over the weekend, the number one movie was Sonic the Hedgehog. It blew the doors off of that Disney The Lion King. So that's the new one that's out there.
It was.
Hedgehog is fast. I do know that much.
Oh, I bet they never saw that coming.
No, they didn't. As we close the show this morning, we want to say thank you for watching. And Odie, have you got a Bible verse picked out for us today?
Let's see what they're going to give us. Luke 2, verse 9. And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them, and the glory of the Lord shone around and about them, and they were sore afraid. And the angel said unto them, Fear not, for behold, I bring you good tidings of joy, which shall be to all people. You know, that's one thing it tells us to do is to fear not, for the Lord is there. He's always been there, and he's going to always be there. And no matter what we do, we need to keep him in our thoughts and in our prayers every single day. For no matter what this world has, if we have the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ in our life, there's nothing that we should fear at all. We've got his birthday coming. Yes, it's just a celebratory birthday because it's not his actual day, but we still celebrate his birthday on the 25th. Tomorrow's Christmas Eve, and the next day, the real reason for Christmas is Christ. Teach your kids that. Make sure he's in the forefront of your family celebration because he is the reason for the season. Y'all have a wonderful day. We'll be back tomorrow to start your Tuesday. Until then, remember, be safe, and we love you.